Welcome to the S2K Sales Force class. Connect with your customers in a whole new way with S2K Sales Force. My name is Joe Ciacia, and I'm going to be taking you through some of the new features and functions in S2K Sales Force. Also going to show you how we've integrated S2K Sales Force with tools like e-commerce and S2K Marketing Cloud. So for those of you not familiar with S2K Salesforce, it's our browser-based CRM system. It works connected via Wi-Fi, and it has a fully integrated contact management system, full customer inquiry system, full item inquiry system, full order inquiry system, gives you access to sales data, allows you to access S2K order entry for order processing, and it now has marketing integration built into it. What's nice about the S2K Salesforce tool is it's not just a contact management system. Because it's fully integrated with our ERP system, you have full access to customer, item, order, and sales data, which is very, very important when you're a supply chain sales rep. So S2K Salesforce is basically a role within Smart Center. So if you own Smart Center, you also get S2K Salesforce included. So it's basically one of the roles that we have set up, and then when a sales rep signs on, you can see that the screen has been personalized just for that rep. So at the home page, you're going to see that the KPIs are specific to that salesperson, where they're looking at things like their customers, their orders, their sales data. If this person was a manager, they'd be able to see not only their personal sales, but also the sales of their sales reps that work for them. Okay, so they can see their whole team or an individual rep and have access to that through the KPIs. So like any of our home pages, the KPIs are completely customizable. We have over 100 different KPIs that you can drag on the screen and create your own personalized S2K Salesforce dashboard for your users. So the screen is very, very flexible, and it can look a lot of different ways. Here's another example of a sales and marketing role looking at all different sales data. Okay, so one of the things that we've done for S2K Salesforce, one of the new features, is that we've integrated with S2K Marketing Cloud and S2K eBusiness. So what you're going to see is now that when a prospect or a customer has any integration with any marketing or any integration on the website, the S2K Salesforce is going to be notified of that, and you're going to see the activity that that lead or customer had with those tools. Okay, so if they open an email, you're going to know about it. If they visit the website or place an order on the website, you're going to know about it. So the integration is very, very nice, and we're going to show you some of the features and functions a little later on with this integration. Okay, so why is S2K Salesforce important? Well, first of all, in this new normal that we're all facing, giving your sales reps access to vital product and customer information anywhere, anytime they need it, has become very, very important. And because the tool is browser-based, they can take it with them on their phone or on their laptop or on an iPad and basically use S2K Salesforce wherever they are, whether they're working from home or at a customer site. It's a great way to track leads, whether it be from your website or a trade show or just day-to-day sales activity. You can track leads, and what's nice about it is you have one central database for all this information. So sales reps aren't using their own personal tools on their own personal laptops. All the information is now consolidated into S2K Salesforce, so the company owns all that information. It's also a great way to track all your interactions with the leads, prospects, and customers, any phone calls, any follow-ups. You'll get to see how well your sales team is performing, how many calls they're making, what type of opportunities are they projecting. Great way to analyze and react to customer behavior, because we give you full access to sales data. So if customers aren't doing the same volumes as they did last year, you can kind of look and see if you have any pricing issues with any products. And now with the email marketing, it really helps you drive new business, right? So you might have a list of new prospects that you're trying to sell. And if they have any email marketing campaigns that you do and they consume that email, they look at the email, they open the email, your sales reps can get notified that you might have a prospect that's very interested. Okay, so going to take you through some of the basics of S2K Salesforce. The first piece is the contact management side. Right, so the contact management side is basically an area where you can track your leads and your prospects and your customers, but basically it's used for setting up tasks, which is a to-do, or an event, which is a calendar event, and basically track all your interactions with these leads, prospects, and customers. So some of the features, there's unlimited user-defined fields, there's Google Map integration, there's notes and attachments. You can track contacts, opportunities, cases. So it's a very well-rounded contact management system. Okay, so how does the data get into S2K Salesforce? Well, because it's completely integrated with S2K ERP, the customer data is directly connected to S2K Salesforce. So as soon as you sign on to S2K Salesforce, you're going to see all the customers that were assigned to you. You're going to see their orders, their sales data, anything else that you want to see about that customer, open AR, open invoices, anything that you need to see is going to be directly connected into S2K Salesforce. So there's no APIs or integration needed. It's a direct connection to the S2K Enterprise ERP data. Okay. As far as leads go, how do leads get in S2K Salesforce? Well, there's a lot of different ways leads get in, right? You can link S2K Salesforce to a contact form on your website. The back office can go through some of the back office file maintenance and enter a lead for a sales rep. You can obviously enter a new lead manually through S2K Salesforce. And there's even an import tool. So if you got a list, if you go out and buy a prospect list or go to a trade show and get a list, you can import that lead list into S2K Salesforce as well. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple of these. All right, this is just an example of a contact form where on your website you might have a contact form, and when the prospect hits submit, so Joe Ciacia VAI hits submit, you're going to see that that lead shows up as a lead in S2K Salesforce. Okay, so that's how you can get your web forms integrated into S2K Salesforce. Another way is to import leads. So there is a spreadsheet template that looks like this. Whereas if you get a database, like I said, from a trade show or from a list that you may buy, you can import the leads through an Excel spreadsheet. Okay. The other way is just to enter a lead manually. So if you click on New Lead, here's the new lead form where you can, quickly and easily enter in the company name, address, city, state, zip, where do they hear about us, assign it to a specific rep, and get that lead registered in the system. Once the lead is registered, you can go back then and add additional information. You can add contacts, you can add opportunities, cases, notes, attachments, whatever you need to do. Okay, so with the database entered, let's take a look at a typical day in the life. I want to go through how a sales rep might use S2K Salesforce on a regular basis. Okay, so first when they sign in, so this is the S2K Enterprise Cloud sign-on. When they sign in, as I said, they're going to be recognized as a sales rep, and their home page is going to default to the S2K Salesforce role in Smart Center. Okay, so now this has been customized, and this is just one of many different options you have for customizing your home page. And what you're seeing here is the sales rep is seeing their customers, their orders, and they might want to come in and just see, how effective, who's my top customer, so they can, sort on any of those columns. They can, review gross profit if they'd like. They also can go down to the second column and see the orders that have come in for any of their accounts. They could also explode those orders out and see the specifics of any order that they'd like simply just by clicking on the order. It'll take them over to the order detail page where they can look at header information, which is your bill to, ship to, order summary information. They can look at the order details, the items that were on the order. They'd also have the ability to look at tracking information. If this was shipped out by some kind of parcel carrier, UPS, FedEx, they could get tracking information and convey that information to a customer as well. The other thing they have is they can export it. So off of the header screen, if they clicked on PDF export, they would get a copy of this order that they could print locally at their own home computer or send it over to a customer if need be. Okay. So the other way the sales rep might use the Smart Center is to go into the Activity Center. So on the left-hand side, there's a hamburger menu, which I have slid out, and you'll see that there's a menu tree here, and one of them is Activity Center. So when they click on Activity Center, this is going to show the rep all of their to-dos and events. Okay, so these are all the to-dos, the follow-ups that they have to make, as well as on the bottom you can see a full calendar that looks like an Outlook calendar where they can schedule events, maybe appointments or things that they want to have on specific dates and times. Okay, so what's nice about this screen is we're going to show you open activities, things you have to accomplish, but there's also an activity history tab which shows you everything that's already occurred and closed out. So in here you might see that a customer had placed an order, or that a customer opened up some marketing information, or some histories on your last phone calls or tasks that you've completed. So it's real nice that you could see here that hey, a customer placed an order yesterday and maybe you want to drill into it. So this is your full activity history of what's going on with all of your customers and leads and prospects. So it's a nice history screen. And if you want to drill into that customer account, you just click on the name. It's going to take you over to the customer inquiry screen, and you can see now he has a lot of orders. There's the most recent order that we saw in the activity history, but you can view all the orders that are in the system for that customer. And as you saw before, we can drill in, get reprints, anything we need to follow up on. Okay. Other things you can do is on the open activity screen, you're seeing a lot of activities. So you're seeing events, which are calendar events, tasks. You're going to see sales and marketing information. And maybe you want to filter the screen to just look at your specific to-dos for the day. So up on the upper right-hand side, there's a little filter option. And what you can see is you can filter your activities where you can say, I only want to see tasks. Okay, or I only want to see any sales that came in, or I want to see any system alerts. So you can see all the different options you have from the filtering. You can also filter down to a specific account name or account number, or if you're working with multiple reps, you can see only a specific rep if you want to see what their activity history is or their open activities may be. Okay, so if I use this option and say, just show me tasks, you're going to see it's filtered the screen to just show me all the tasks that I have to accomplish today. Okay, so you can see the most recent tasks are up on top, and then it goes back historically for any task that might be overdue or past due. All right, so if I'm using this activity window and I want to complete a task, I simply go to the left-hand margin and I drop down and say I would like to close this task. You obviously can edit it. You can go into the contact or account information if you want, but I basically just want to close this task, so I'm going to click on close. And you can see it pops up a screen that allows you to basically just close the task. You can enter a resolution on the bottom. So I was supposed to call this customer about pricing, and I did. So I'm just going to close it out. You can see on the upper right-hand corner, I can close this task, or I can close and enter a new task. So if I was to follow up with them in a couple of days, I can set up another task for follow-up. Okay, what's nice about all of your tasks and your phone calls and your to-dos is that they show up in your activity history screen. So you can see here that that phone call I just made is now part of the activity history for that specific customer. All right, so any of your interactions that you do, any tasks, any phone calls, any calendar events, anytime you close them out, they're going to show up in the activity history. So other things that you can do from the screen, you can see, you can look at things like open activities, tasks that have not yet been completed, contact information, notes, attachments. You have a lot of nice information on the account card. Okay, so what else would a salesman do? Well, a salesman might review their leads. Okay, so in addition to maybe following up on their activities, they might want to check the status of their leads. So under the CRM drop-down, you can click on leads, and this is basically a list now of all the leads that are assigned to that sales rep, whether that sales rep be the primary rep or secondary rep. Okay, and how a lot of our customers use this is the sales reps will come in and they may sort by that column called days, which means days since last contact. So they can come in here and say, well, who haven't I called in a while? Okay, so you can see that's a nice option where you can see I haven't called this customer in 4 days or 200 days or whatever it may be. So these are leads and prospects, excuse me, and basically from here you can just go into the lead card. So if I want to look at any one of these, I can just click on them and I'm basically brought to that lead card that you saw before. And here I can look up activity history, so I can see that I had sent them a price list via email. I had followed up on a quote. I sent some information. And basically I'm just kind of following up right now on this lead and I'm logging all my activity. So one of the things we tried to do is make it real easy and simple for sales reps to do their job. So if I was making a call out to this lead, and I wanted to register that call, all I have to do is go to the top part of the screen to the plus button and then drop down and say I want to log an activity. Okay, so logging activity can be a call or a task that maybe you have already completed. Okay, so or an event that you have already completed. So you can log different activity types, but for this demo, I'm just going to do a call. So I'm going to say I'm going to log in a call. I'm going to choose the contact, or I can enter in one there. And I'm just going to, write a quick little description of what we filled out, what we talked about, right? So filling out a log is very quick and easy. You just hit save, and now that activity goes into the activity history. If I wanted to schedule an activity, maybe I want to set up a meeting with this customer or set up a to-do. Instead of logging an activity, I'm going to click on schedule an activity. So in this case, I basically have the option of choosing a to-do, which is a task, or an event, which goes into the calendar. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to say I'm going to schedule an event. I'm going to go meet with Emily, and I can set my date and time. You can see it looks very much like an Outlook calendar event where you choose a date and time, or it can be an all-day event. You can choose a drop down on the reason for your visit here and give an explanation, and you hit save. And that will automatically go into your S2K Sales Force calendar. Okay. All right. So what else can a sales rep do? Well, a sales rep can also follow up on their accounts, right? So if they drop down into the accounts tab, these are going to be all the customers that are assigned to them. So on the other screen was leads and prospects. These are all the customers that are assigned to that sales rep. Okay, and again, a nice option here is to filter or sort this list by days since last contact. So a lot of reps come in here and want to say, which customer haven't I talked to in a while? Okay, and they might sort by that column, and then simply, click on the account and go in. One of the things that we recently added to S2K Salesforce, and I just wanted to show you these two new columns, and these were columns on the right that I slid over for. Two of them were web engagement and fitness, and another one, for email engagement. And basically what this is this is the integration with the S2K Marketing Cloud. All right, and what it's showing me here is how interactive has this customer been on the website, and how interactive have they been with the emails campaigns that we've been sending out. So this is their web and email score, and they get points for maybe opening an email or replying to an email or going to a link. And we're keeping an overall fitness score for them as well, basically meaning, how active is this customer with your website and the emails that you're sending out. And obviously, if the more active they are, this prospect or customer might be more inclined to buy something, and you might want to use those as your columns. Okay? So those were columns to the right that I just wanted to show you. But just like the lead screen, if you want to just click on that customer and go into that customer, you'll be taken to the customer card. So you can see it looks very similar to the lead card. Same type of information, complete activity history, contacts, opportunities, open activities, notes, attachments. So from one screen you can get all the, the contact information that you need. One of the nice things you're noticing here that because we've now integrated S2K Salesforce into the other applications like the back office ERP and the website and the marketing, you're going to see that we now show things like anytime a customer placed an order, okay, or anytime they may have opened some type of marketing information that we sent out through S2K Marketing Cloud. So it's, you're really getting a full view of everything that's going on with that customer account. Any orders, any emails, any follow-up phone calls you made are all here. And what's nice about that is up on the upper right-hand side, you can filter that activity just like that other screen where you can see, I just want to look at sales, or I just want to look at phone calls, or anything that you want to specifically see in the activity history. Okay? When you're on a customer account in CRM, you also have the ability to jump over to customer account inquiry, which is basically the same type of information that you would see in the back office ERP customer screen. But your sales reps, you might want to give your sales reps access to that customer inquiry screen as well. So if I click on customer account, that basically takes me over to customer inquiry, where I can look at things like customer aging. I can look at account summary information, average days to pay, high balance, summary of month-to-date sales and credit, year-to-date sales. I might want to look at an aging of their receivables. Whatever I want to see about this customer account, I can see. You'll also notice on the bottom, I can look at things like customer open orders and, click into a customer open order. So maybe a customer has a question on an order. You can give your customer answers about an order. If I roll up on the screen, you can see I can see open orders by item. I can look at open accounts receivable. So if I had to do any types of credit or collection, I can do that and see what invoices are past due. Okay, I can roll up and see things like check history if there was any. Did we get a payment from a customer? I can look at any customer notes from here as well. So those might be like credit and collection notes from the credit and collection department. So I can see anything I need to see. And by the way, when I talk about notes, you can hide notes. So if you don't want your sales reps to see credit and collection notes, they can be hidden. Just like on the credit collection side, if you don't want them to see salesperson notes, you can hide them from credit and collection. So basically, you have a nice view of the customer here, where you can see everything you need to see about the customer account. Okay. One of the other options is that from this screen, you might want them to place an order. Okay, so if your sales reps actually enter orders, what we have done is we've placed an option here where they can link directly from this screen to S2K Sales Force S2K ERP order entry. Okay, so we've basically linked out to that program and said, if your job is to enter orders right from this customer account screen, if you click on place an order, you're going to be taken over to S2K order entry from the back office. Okay. One of the fields you'll notice there is that you can actually link an order or a quote to a current CRM opportunity. All right. So that's a nice way where if you have an opportunity and you want to link a quote or an order to it, so you can keep track of, I have these specific orders against an opportunity, you can do that. Okay. So speaking of opportunities, let's take a look at opportunities. So on any given account, whether it's a prospect or a lead or a customer, you can open up an opportunity. And an opportunity basically is a potential sale that you may have. And as you saw earlier, if you are doing a quote, you can actually link a quote or an order to that opportunity. So if you go to your opportunity list here, these are all the current open opportunities, and it's sorted by opportunity. As well as showing you the account name and the contact information for this opportunity. You also have the ability to project revenue. What is the projected revenue? There's also fields for close percentage. What do you feel your percentage of close might be on this? Okay, but when you drill into this opportunity, you're going to see that what the system shows you is any orders or quotes that have been linked to that opportunity. Okay, so when you open up this opportunity, you might have a bunch of quotes or a bunch of orders that you're working on that are related to this specific opportunity. Okay, and you can view them right from here. So if I wanted to click on view order, I can view that quote or view the orders that are linked to this opportunity. Okay, so here's an example of the quote. If I want another copy of it, I can click on export and get another copy of that. Okay. Another thing you can do is review cases. So on the customer CRM system, there was ability to open a case. And basically what a case is, it might be a customer issue or something that you want to investigate further for the customer. So if you open up a case, when you click on cases, this is going to be a list of all the current cases that are running in the CRM system. So you can see the case subject, what account it's tied to, who is the contact at the customer account for this. So you could see this could be used for, following up on a delivery issue or a billing error or a damaged item. You can use this case system to basically provide better customer service and keep track of any open issues that a customer may have. Okay, from here you can drill into the case. Right? And one of the nice things about the case is that here's where you might use the file attachment option. Okay, so in the file attachments, you might attach a picture of the damaged item, or you might attach a copy of the invoice for any billing errors. So very easy to do attachments. You just hit plus and add an attachment, but if you need to see it, you just click on it and you can see the item that might have been damaged or the item that they want to return. Very simple to attach images to cases. Okay, so one of the other nice things about S2K Sales Force is its ability to access the S2K ERP sales data. So from the CRM menu, your sales reps can look at customer sales information as well as their own personal sales information as well. Okay, so on the first option, we're going to look at customer sales. So again, here's a nice view of all the accounts that are assigned to me and their current year-to-date sales, their prior year-to-date sales, it's up to the same period, prior year in total, and the change in dollar, change in percentage from last year. So how this may be used is, what your reps might be looking for is, customers who are really, are not buying as much as they were last year, right? So you may come in here and sort that by, top dollar and change, right? And then what you can do is you can click on that individual account, and then the screen below it, as you can see, will break down those sales by product, division, and class. Let me just roll up here a little bit. Okay, so here's your product, division, and class, and you can see that again, maybe I'll sort it by, dollar change, and you can see that this particular customer is not buying as much computer workstations as they did, last year up to the same period. Okay, so, this might flag a pricing issue that you might have. Maybe they're getting that product from somewhere else. Okay, so you could see, exactly what product categories the customers are buying year to year. And if you look at the bottom, you could even drill down to the item level. So if you want to see specific items and look at the, what items they may not be buying that are the cause of the problem, you can do that to the item level. Okay, so this data can be very, very helpful for a sales rep, right? He wants to know how well his customers are doing year to year, what items are they buying a lot of, what are they not buying a lot of. Very, very helpful for a sales rep. Okay, below it is a monthly sales comparison chart. So something else you might want to look at on that customer account is, what is their seasonal pattern for buying? Okay, so I can see, what they're buying this year, but I can also see that I'm about to come into some pretty big months historically for this customer, so I may want to start to pay extra attention to this account in the upcoming months. Okay? All right, so in addition to customer sales, the reps can look at their own personal sales. So if they clicked on personal sales, this would be just a sales comparison for the rep that I'm signed on as this year compared to last year. And you can see I can look at things like sales and gross profit, month to date, year to date, this year, last year. So I can get a nice analysis on this data. By the way, on all of these screens where you're seeing gross profit, if you want to hide those columns, you can hide those columns in the widgets if you don't want your sales reps to be seeing, things like cost and gross profit. Okay, so just like the other chart, we also give the sales reps a breakdown of their sales by product, division, and class. So if they were looking, at getting some incentives for certain categories, maybe they want to look at specific division and classes here, or even down, to the item level. Okay, so let's take a look at now how you can enhance S2K Sales Force by integrating it with some of the other applications we offer. And one of them is S2K Analytics, which gives you advanced dashboards and reporting that'll help you manage and enhance your sales process. So within S2K Analytics, if you go under the CRM folder, we have added a bunch of dashboards and reports that are out of the box, canned out of the box dashboards and reports that your sales reps or your sales managers can access to really help them, manage the sales process. And I just want to show you some of the new ones here that are in this tool. Okay, so one of them is a call analysis. All right, so if you click on call analysis, you'll be able to see, how many calls each rep is making, calls by activity type, calls by rep, and the different types of calls they're making. All right, so you get a nice, review of this. You can see on the upper right-hand side, you can filter this for the entire year or 1 month or just 1 week and see how your team is performing with calls. Okay. Other things you can look at, a lead analysis, right? So you might want to look at how many leads, prospects, and customers are assigned to specific reps, okay? Or how many leads, prospects, and customers might be assigned to a specific territory, okay? So you get a geographical map there. You get a listing of leads and prospects by sales rep, also a customer list, which you're not seeing, which customers are assigned to which sales rep. So that's a nice screen as well. Okay, you get an opportunity dashboard where you can come in here and say how many opportunities are assigned to each rep, what's the projected revenue value. Okay, so you can see which reps have the most opportunities by revenue or by count. And you can also look here at the expected close date. So when are these opportunities expected to close, and the most are expected to close in the latter half of the year. Okay. Another thing you can use S2K Analytics for is for very, very detailed analysis of a customer account. Right. So what you're seeing here is this is a dashboard that we have called Sales Rep Customer / Product Analysis. Now, although you can see this back in the CRM, you might want some of these enhanced visualizations that you have here for really looking at how well my customers are doing. I might want to look at how well, products are selling and see it in a much more, dashboard graphical way. One of the nice things about dashboards is you can see on the right-hand side, I could filter this data. So if I didn't want to just look at a month to date or year to date, but I wanted to look at a specific quarter or a specific calendar month, I can filter this to say, well, how was my sales, for this one particular period? Or how was my customer sales for one particular period? Okay. Managers can also use this to review their sales team or see how well a territory is performing. Okay. So the last thing I want to cover is the new integration to S2K Marketing Cloud. Okay. So S2K Marketing Cloud is powered by a product called ActiveCampaign, and VAI has integrated the S2K Sales Force application with this tool so that sales reps can be immediately notified of certain buying behaviors when they consume marketing material or when they go out to the S2K e-commerce page. So how you access S2K Marketing Cloud, if you're authorized, is through the menus. You can sign on to S2K Marketing Cloud. So this might be a sales rep signing on, but more common, this would be accessed through your marketing department. So your marketing department would have access to this where they'd sign in. And what you're going to see is that all the contacts that were in S2K Sales Force have been automatically uploaded and synced into the S2K Marketing Cloud tool. So all the contacts are here. All right, if I look at a contact list, you can see these are all the contacts that came over, all the email addresses, phone, the account information, all accessed right here through Marketing Cloud. Okay, so I can do one-up emails from here if I need to email something. to somebody. So any type of emails can be done through Marketing Cloud. And the reason why you'd like to do that is that Marketing Cloud tracks, if a email has been opened, if it's been clicked on, things like that. So the marketing tools really keep track of how well the customer is interacting with your marketing content that you send out. Okay, so I'm not going to go through a full S2K Marketing Cloud demo. Definitely take the class if you want to see more about this, but I will just show you how you can do a quick campaign. All right, so let's say you wanted to let all your customers know about a new product line. So how you would do that is you click on Create Campaign. I'm going to send out a standard email to my contact list. This campaign is going to be called Office Printer Sale 10% off. I can choose my list. You can see that now that all my contacts are here, I can see that I want to segment this for maybe yearly sales. I only want to send it to my top customers, or I want to send this to a specific territory. We also have something called tags, which you can filter your contact database by tag. So a tag might be, I only want to send customers who have visited the printer's homepage on my website. Maybe when they visited that page, you tag them as interested in printers. Okay, so there's a lot of ways you can filter your database here for this email campaign. All right, so once you select your list, then you can build the body of the email, and this tool has a lot of canned and pre-designed templates for you to use, or you can update your own template, or do it in HTML5 and just import it here. So I'm selecting a very nice graphical email that I want to send out to my customers or prospects about these printers. Okay, so I basically at the end of it will schedule it, and I didn't go through all the options, guys, but you can basically schedule it, and now this has been scheduled on this date and time to go out to all my leads or prospects or customers, whoever I selected in my list. Okay, so what's going to happen is in the back office, if you look at the customer activity history, you're going to see that they were sent this campaign. So when you're talking with a customer, you can ask them, hey, did you get that email on the 10% off with printers? Okay, the other thing that's going to happen is that you can set up a automation in the marketing tool where, based on that customer's behavior, certain things may happen. Okay, so as an example, you might say, send out the email, then wait 2 days. If they don't open it, send them another email. Maybe telling them about the benefits of the printers that you sell. Okay, or if they do open it but don't buy, was a purchase made? Maybe send them an additional reminder that the promotion is about to end. Or if they do buy, let's say they did buy, maybe you'll send them an email, an automatic email about accessories they can get with that printer. Okay, so there's a lot of great things you can do through marketing automation to really keep yourself in front of these leads and prospects and customers automatically without having to constantly send out emails based on their behavior. Okay, so this type of powerful integration is really setting the Salesforce module apart from many other tools. It's really just giving you real-time feedback on e-business activity, marketing activity, sales activity, and making your sales team much more well-informed about what's going on with the leads and prospects they're selling, right? And as you saw earlier, based on how engaged your customers or your leads are, we can update these lead scores, right, with web engagement and email engagement, so that your sales reps know exactly how interactive these customers and leads are with your marketing activities that you may be running on your website and through your email campaigns. Okay, I thank you for taking this class today. If you have any questions, you can attend the Ask the Experts session that will be later on today. for customer service, where we'll be happy to answer any specific questions you have related to S2K Sales Force. Thank you.